Imagine a speck of land sitting entirely alone in the vast, unforgiving expanse of the North Atlantic Ocean. It is more than 600 miles away from the nearest mainland. It has no rivers, no natural freshwater lakes, no mineral deposits, and virtually no arable soil to speak of. For centuries, sailors considered it a graveyard, a haunted wasteland of jagged reefs and violent storms. And yet today, this tiny coral outcrop boasts one of the highest standards of living on the planet. Its residents drive luxury cars on pristine roads. Its financial sector underwrites the global economy, and its people walk beneath pastel-colored roofs that hide one of the most ingenious survival strategies in human history. This is Bermuda, just 60,000 people living on a storm-lashed rock with zero natural resources. How did they do it? The answer isn't just modern economics. It is a story written in shipwrecks, cedar wood, rainwater, and sheer historical grit. The accidental discovery and early survival. For the first century after its discovery by Spanish explorer Juan de Bermudez around 1505, nobody wanted this island. Spanish ships gave it a wide berth. They called it La Garza, but mariners whispered a far more ominous name, the Isle of Devils. They didn't think the island was haunted by ghosts. They thought it was inhabited by demons because of the terrifying, ungodly shrieks echoing through the dark cedar forests. Those screams didn't belong to spirits. They belonged to the Bermuda Cahao, a ground-nesting seabird that had evolved without natural predators, making it completely fearless of humans. The island remained uninhabited until July 1609, when destiny intervened with a crash. Sudden timber splintering and crashing waves. A flagship of the Virginia Company, the Sea Venture, carrying hundreds of settlers and supplies to Jamestown, Virginia, slammed directly into Bermuda's treacherous surrounding reef. Miraculously, all passengers and crew survived. Among them was Sir Thomas Gates and Admiral George Somers. Stranded on a supposedly cursed island, these castaways expected to die. Instead, they found a paradise disguised as a prison. The waters swarmed with fish and giant green turtles. Wild hogs, left behind by earlier Spanish sailors, roamed the forests, and the air was sweet. When they finally built two new ships, the Deliverance and the Patience, and sailed on to Virginia, Admiral Somers returned to Bermuda to secure food for Jamestown, only to pass away on the island. But his heart, literally, remained behind, buried beneath a cedar tree. England realized that this accidental rock wasn't a wasteland at all. It was an unsinkable fortress in the middle of the Atlantic. Cut off from the rest of the world, early Bermudians had to adapt or perish. With no farmland to feed an empire, they turned their gaze outward, toward the only resource they had in abundance, the ocean. Bermudians became master shipbuilders. Using the dense, durable, endemic Bermuda cedar, they invented a revolutionary vessel, the Bermuda Sloop. Characterized by its single mast and deep triangular sails, this ship could sail closer to the wind than any vessel of its era. It was fast, agile, and deadly. During the 17th and 18th centuries, Bermuda's economy ran on a triangle of maritime trade, salt raking in the Turks Islands, and yes, privateering. When Britain went to war, Bermudian merchant ships transformed into state-sanctioned pirate hunters. During the American Civil War, Bermuda found its true calling as a hub for Confederate blockade runners. Fleets of sleek, shallow-draft steamers slipped out of St. George's Harbor under the cover of night, loaded with British-manufactured goods, dodging Union gunboats to slip into southern ports. It was high risk, high reward, and it poured a massive fortune into the island's coffers. They weren't just surviving on their rock anymore. They were thriving on chaos, the blueprint of survival, water and isolation. But beneath the romance of seafaring, life on Bermuda demanded a strict, almost military discipline regarding the essentials of life. Remember, Bermuda has 0 rivers and 0 natural freshwater streams. Look at any aerial photograph of Bermuda today, and you will notice something striking. Every single house features a brilliant white stepped limestone roof. This is not just an aesthetic choice, it is a lifeline. By law, every home in Bermuda must collect its own water. Rain falls from the sky, washes down the stepped limestone roofs, which naturally purify the water with lime and drains directly into a deep underground tank beneath the house. When a drought strikes, Bermudians don't turn on a municipal tap piped from a distant mainland river. They manage every drop with meticulous care. This deep sense of resourcefulness bred a unique psychological profile in the Bermudian people. Isolation is a double-edged sword. It fosters an incredible, tight-knit community where neighbors know everyone's name, but it also demands absolute self-reliance. When a Category 4 hurricane bears down on the island, stripping away power lines and isolating them for days, Bermudians don't panic. They shutter their windows, secure their limestone roofs, and wait it out, knowing that when the storm clears, they will rebuild it all by morning. As the age of sail faded, Bermuda faced an existential crisis. How does an isolated rock compete in the modern 20th century global economy? The answer is one of the most brilliant economic pivots in human history. Bermuda looked at its greatest vulnerability, its location right in the path of Atlantic hurricanes, and decided to monetize it. Bermuda became the global capital of reinsurance. When a massive earthquake strikes Japan, or a devastating hurricane slams the coast of Florida, the local insurance companies don't pay out the entirety of the damages alone. They pass that risk up the chain to global reinsurers, and a staggering percentage of those global reinsurance firms are headquartered right here, in sleek glass offices on a 21-square-mile island. By creating a stable, tax-neutral legal framework, rigorous regulations, and deep pools of capital, Bermuda turned global catastrophe into a multi-billion-dollar GDP engine. They took the raw chaos of nature and engineered a financial fortress around it, the rock that defied the odds. Today, 60,000 people call Bermuda home. They live on a foundation of porous limestone, surrounded by thousands of miles of open ocean. Bermuda proves a profound historical truth. Human civilization is not defined by what lies naturally beneath our feet, but by how we adapt to what is thrown at us from the skies and the seas. From a feared isle of devils to a sanctuary for shipwrecked sailors, from cedarwood sloops to the financial headquarters of the Atlantic world, Bermuda is living proof that with ingenuity, resilience, and a community that sticks together, even a rock in the middle of nowhere can become the center of the world.